Heather Newhart has 30 years of experience in social work and drug treatment strategies. She often works on the streets, supporting homeless addicts through the Harm Reduction Coalition of San Diego. That means filling paper bags to go with toiletry items, as well as clean needles to inject illegal drugs, and boxes of Narcan, the nasal spray that revives someone who has overdosed on opioids and stops breathing.
If you want to come down here, I'll gladly give you some fentanyl strips.
Okay,
These days, Newhart and her team also take calls from people who want to test their street drugs for the potent synthetic opioid fentanyl before using them. Fentanyl is 50 to 100 times stronger than morphine or heroin.
It's just so easy to overdose on a very, very small amount.
Ed Orhelis is shadowing Newhart and the Coalition street team, learning how to support addicts who are still using. He is the program leader of Step In, a new harm reduction outreach to the county's LGBTQ community. According to the National Library of Medicine, gays and other sexual minorities are more than twice as likely to abuse drugs than their straight peers. Orhelis is one of them.
I can tell you my story, but I was actually not breathing for part of it, so.
This section of Balboa Park near Morley Field is known as a cruising spot with drug activity after dark some nights. That's something Orhelis relates to. Before getting clean and sober from heroin, he tried smoking fentanyl for the first and only time.
I saw the smoke come out of my mouth, and that was it. That's all I remember. The next memory I have is I was kind of all scrunched up on my friend's couch, and I didn't understand why I was all scrunched up. And I was like, what happened? And he said, I had to hit you with Narcan. He said, I had to hit you with Narcan twice.
Narcan helped start his heart and saved his life. It also started his road to recovery from addiction. Now Orhelis is working to get Narcan into the hands of other LGBTQ users before they die. The Step In program will provide other life-saving resources too. The call for help begins with a simple text message to the Step In hotline.
What to do in case of an overdose, how to recognize an overdose. So we'll have a lot of information, a lot of education, and hopefully it'll give us a way to maintain that dialogue with folks that are sometimes honestly very difficult to reach.
One, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol.
Just a couple of blocks from the Pride flag, recovering addicts and alcoholics have found a safe haven at the Live and Let Live Alano Club in the heart of Hillcrest. The majority of members are LGBTQ, although anyone is welcome to attend the almost 50 meetings a week that include 12-step recovery and harm reduction. Robert Tice is one of the club's board members who is also a drug counselor in a South Bay hospital emergency room.
Fentanyl is something that will cause an overdose within seconds, and if you don't have Narcan ready, it's almost immediate death.
Tice says the crisis is that almost every street drug is now laced with fentanyl, which you can't see, smell, or taste until it's too late. The Alano Club is partnered with the county health department and provides free Narcan at the coffee bar for anyone who wants it, no questions asked. While the Alano Club is struggling to keep its doors open after a long COVID shutdown, board members are committed to whatever it takes to keep people alive.
Harm reduction meetings mean that we believe that we can't judge that abstinence-based program is the only way for you to get sober.
There's a lot of stigma that goes just with addiction. You add the fact that we're working primarily with LGBTQ population, and there's even more stigma on top of that.
Pam Highfill is the outpatient director of Stepping Stone, the nationally recognized LGBTQ recovery program with a residential facility in City Heights. She is supervising the new Step In program, reaching out to those who need help the most. Gay men and women, transgender and non-binary and asexual people dying in their addiction. When do you give up on an addict?
Never. Not me.
Ed Orhelis didn't give up either. He is carrying his story, message, and resources to addicts out there still suffering.
All of my good choices and bad choices have led me to this moment, and this is where I'm at right now.
A glimmer of hope and pride that could be just a text message away. M.G. Perez, KPBS News. Thanks for watching. I'm M.G. Perez with KPBS News. I cover education. If you want to see more, like this video and then hit the subscribe button.